How you doing? My name is Blaine Davidson. I am a happy client of Remy's, and I am connecting with you today to share some thoughts on the internet consumer, lead generation, and follow-up to not only capture and cultivate, but to convert the sale. So just a quick background on myself. I've been in the strength and conditioning, performance enhancement world with athletes and adults for almost 20 years now. Just in the last, been about a year and a half now, I have opened my first facility. It's called Actualize Sports and Fitness. We work with two primary client categories. One is Actualize Sports, which is youth competitive athletes, teams, and coaches. And we work with adults with our brand called Actualize Fitness. We coin these adult fitness enthusiasts. So we've got a pretty nice niche in our marketplace with regard to Actualize Sports. There's nobody else in our market that works specifically with competitive athletes. And so we really didn't have a need for Remy's services on that side. But as a new facility with some adult clients, we had a need to increase our membership base on the adult fitness enthusiast side of things. So that's where we got first connected with Remy, with that desire to increase our membership. And it's been an incredible time and journey with him with regard to our success, but I would also say just the learning that he has offered to us through his consulting services. I think that when I first approached Remy, I was a little bit skeptical, just being a former corporate marketing guy myself. But very quickly, I learned that Remy is quite the professional and knows his stuff. The deal for me was, as a former marketer, I had some of the skills and the tools and the desires as a marketer, but I didn't have the time. So as you know, as a new gym owner, you are lean and mean, and you are very limited in the extra things to get the clients in the door. And so when I first reached out to Remy, I was interested in this concept of more of a referral-based program than the traditional pay a marketer or a business development individual to do all of these things, but then you're not quite sure the results that you're going to get. So there was some intrigue there, and I would just say from that first campaign forward with Remy, it's been nothing short of very fun and spectacular results. I want to say that within the first month we had 50 new members, and we've done a couple of campaigns since then. And in fact, we've gotten to a place where in our little 3,500 square foot facility, we're kind of peaking out on the adult side of our model. In fact, we're starting to look for a new facility, and we're branching out into some other revenue streams so that we can justify moving to a larger facility, so Remy can help us fill that facility. But that being said, I just want to kind of talk a little bit about some of the success practices that we've implemented at Actualize, and hopefully that'll encourage and equip you to do the same with Remy. So first up, I think it's really important to start off with understanding who the internet consumer is, right? So the internet consumer is somebody much different than the walk-in client who is interested in joining a gym, or somebody who maybe you got a referral from one of your clients. There's an interest level that's a lot different there than there is with an internet consumer. And what I mean by that is that the internet consumer is online looking for information, and they expect it immediately. So they are, in many cases, coming to a landing page that Remy and his team have created through direct response marketing, primarily through Facebook, and they've landed on this page, and the marketing and the social proof and all of the value-added propositions on the page have enticed this person to act. And so they are directly responding to this offer, whether it's paid or whether it's free, and they're expecting information right away. And you have this very unique amount of time between when they hit send and when you follow up with them to capture them. Now, I know that Remy preaches, I think it's following up within 3 minutes. I would say that immediately is even a better suggestion, right? Every minute, every second that ticks by after that click to receive information to take the step forward, that's missed by you is an opportunity that you're going to potentially lose the sale. Okay, so rule number one, you've got to understand who the consumer is on the internet, how they're different, and value that unless you capture them immediately, your chances for losing them as a prospective client in the future is going to dwindle with each second or minute that passes by. Okay. The other thing that I would mention with regard to the internet consumer is that they want this information from a consultative value added point of view. All right. So we're kind of getting into what it looks like to follow up with a client now. And I would say that this is what differentiates the way that we follow up compared to some of the other people that I know that are doing this kind of stuff, is that we are approaching this consumer from a place of consultation and trying to add value. It's not about a cold call, hard sale. It is more of a thank you for your interest and your willingness to consider our services, and we want to provide value to you, and that is in the context of getting to know who the client is. What are their goals? You need to ask them questions. You need to ask them about any limitations or even fears that they might be encountering. This is the type of thing that you can do right off the bat to show that the person matters to you, to build value for them, but also get to know them and begin to qualify them as a prospective client. Okay, so not only are you following up immediately, but when you do follow up, you're following up with value from a consultative place that is building trust between you and the client. Now, sometimes you're not able to schedule a call or get onto or get on the phone with them within immediately 1 to 3 minutes. So there are some practices that we have implemented using some of Remy's tools. One of those is the ability to generate texts that automatically go to the client that instructs them to schedule a call with you. I highly suggest utilizing those tools to help you. I would also suggest using Remy's tools for tracking the leads and tracking the notes that you make with regard to your follow-up. And that could be just as simple as I followed up on this day at this time. And it is also notes like, when I got this person on the call, this is the type of individual this was. This is, they were shy and uncertain about what they wanted, or maybe this person's a go-getter and they're excited. And so you're starting to build in back-end information for you and those handling these prospective clients, that's informing you for future communication as well. And so I would also say that when it comes down to making the sale, do not be afraid to ask for the sale, to make the business actually happen. All right. So after you've gone through some qualifying questions, after you've showed interest in their goals, and after you've shared how your services can benefit those goals, and that's a really important point, listening to them, sharing your services, and then relating your services into relation with their goals is going to be very important. But when you get to that point where you're at the end of your presentation, ask for the business and then have options. Okay, so there's going to be that front end offer that you can that you've worked out with Remy, whether that's going to be some sort of a free base trial that got them in the door, or whether that you led with a paid type of an offer. You obviously want to present that offer to them, but I would say have additional offers as well. So if it's a free offer, potentially have a few options for them for you to upsell them to a paid offer. If it's a paid offer, have additional offers that you can upsell them to as well. So for example, we will often do a $59 trial for our monthly membership, where they get access to everything that we have in our arsenal, group training, nutritional consulting, body composition testing, all that kind of stuff. And we may upsell them to a 3, a 6, 12-month membership that, if they take advantage of that offer right then, that they can get up to different percentages off those memberships for taking advantage of that right then. So I would suggest build in those multiple options to incentivize the client to take action right away, and for you to capitalize on their interest. Because one thing I will say about the marketing work that Remy and his team does is that they do a great job on their landing pages of qualifying, setting expectations, and bringing a lead to you that is hot. This isn't a cold lead. This is somebody who is very much interested in what you have to offer. So consider them that, and talk to them from the very beginning from that context, that they are going to close. And then, like I said, don't be afraid to ask for the sale at the end. All right. Now, I think it's prudent to talk a little bit about kind of how lead generation is just the beginning. So it's really about developing all of these things that I'm talking about over time. And the great thing about Remy and his team is that they have this wonderful back-end system where you can learn about the difference between these different types of offers, right? Paid and non-paid free offers, and how to follow up with these leads on a timely basis, and different types of tools that you can utilize beyond just the basic ones that I've shared right here, and what it looks like once you've made the sale to build relationships with these sales. So I would highly suggest taking advantage of the consulting that you get alongside the marketing and lead generation. And I would go as far as to say is that the consulting work that Remy does is almost as valuable, if not more valuable, than the lead generation itself. Remy will tell you stories, and I can tell you the same thing from my past as a marketer, about people who have great interests in making money, right? You want to fill your pipeline at the top. You want to get a ton of people in that pipeline, and then you want to cultivate those, and then you want to convert those out the other end. Over time, everybody understands that concept, but they don't necessarily want to do the diligence and the hard work and to put in place the systems and the processes to make that a reality. And so lean on Remy and his crew to help empower you and equip you to do that, but also place value in that it's going to take some time and learning and diligence for you to follow up with leads right away, and for you to create these systems, and for you to put them into place. Okay, so I think I want to stop here for the day. Thanks for your time today. I hope you found some of my thoughts with regard to the internet consumer, the importance of following up, what it looks like to get how to schedule a call and make the sale. I hope you found that helpful, and I wish you the best of luck.